नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टाप्रयेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। हरि ओम तत्सत्। We are discussing Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, verse number 4. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmeditam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यै वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तों की जय। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। So verse number 4. Anarpita charim charat karunaya avatirna kalo समर्पयितुम् उन्नत उज्ज्वल रसं स्वभक्ति श्रियम् हरि पुरट सुंदर द्युति कदम्ब संदीपित सदा हृदय कंदरे स्फुरतो वास चिनंदनः. So here this is called Paribhasa Sutra of Chaitanya Charitamrita, because this is establishing, as I mentioned, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, beautifully described by Krishna, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. श्रूयताम श्रूयताम नित्यम गीयताम गीयताम मुड़ा चिंत्यताम चिंत्यताम भक्ता चैतन्य चरितामृतम. In Anta Leela, the loving dealings between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Jagadananda Pandit, there Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is describing how one should read Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Chintyatam chintyatam nityam. One should one should hear Sruyatam Nityam. One should hear the pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regularly. And Giyatam Muda. One should chant them with great happiness. And one should meditate. Chintyatam. Sruyatam, Giyatam, then Chintyatam. Meditate on the pastimes. First is hearing, then you sing and sung, and then you meditate. So by this, naturally one can awaken their love of God. So what it means, the translation by Prabhupada. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as Son of Srimad Sachi Devi, be transcendentally situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. Nowhere else you can find this kind of benedictions, blessings. Only in Chaitanya Charitamrita you will find. You will not find in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna himself is speaking, but he becomes most munificent, most magnanimous, most merciful. Adbhuta Karunya. So that's why there are three different personalities, right? Let us finish the translation. We'll come to that. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the Son of Sachi, Srimad Sachi Devi, be transcendentally situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. resplendent with radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before. The most sublime and radiant mellow of devotion service, the mellow of conjugal love. No purport, but we'll explain. We'll take only this verse because these are all significant verses. So we'll take only one verse and try to explain. So we have to draw some parallels. Then we can understand each and every word. I had given a class before. You can subscribe the channel and hear the recording. It is a different way we have explained. That is from the based on Jiva Goswami's book, Jiva Goswami's uh, purport explanation. So we have explained this verse. Today we will understand from a different angle. From Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada books. So here it is explained that first things one has to understand is Lord comes in different incarnations for different purposes. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharadabhyudhanam adharmasyatatmanam sujam paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chatushkutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I appear whenever there is decline in religious practices to establish religion. Paritranaya sadhuna to protect the sadhus and annihilate the demons. But that is not the actual real purpose of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. All other incarnations, but not the actually the purpose of Lord Sri Krishna, especially when he comes as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why here the term used. So the in personalities and incarnations, we have to understand it. There is a Maryada Purushottam, there is Leela Purushottam, there is a Prem Purushottam. So Lord Ramachandra is called Maryada Purushottam, established how to be ideal citizen, ideal king, ideal husband, all that. So and then Leela Purushottam, Lord Krishna specifically appeared in Dwapar Yuga. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the details are given. In one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus change. Each Manu has a 71 Divya Yugas. Divya Yuga is nothing but um, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. These four yugas together called one Divya Yuga. Like that, there are 71 Divya Yugas, one Manu rules. Like that, multiply by 14. That becomes 1000 Yuga cycles. 1000 Divya Yuga. That is a one day of Brahma. And the same thing one night. So Divya Yuga. So Lord Krishna comes in Dwapara Yuga as he is, as Krishna, in 27th Divya Yuga. In 27th Divya Yuga, that's when Lord Krishna comes in that Dwapara Yuga. Then immediately after that is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. 27 exact things are given. 27th Divya Yuga, 7th Manvantara, so all these details are given. So then only Lord exactly comes. In one day of Brahma, only once, that is exactly in this time. Because one day of Brahma is 1000 yugas, 14 manus change. In that 27th Divya Yuga, that's when he comes. Kali Yuga also, when he comes. After that, when in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, when in Pradama Sandhyaya. That also. There are 12 Sandhyas. Chaitanya Prabhupada is explaining the purport in Chaitanya Charitamrita in some of the places in, I think, chapter 3 in Adi Leela. Pradama Sandhya, exact. So you can't say that this is mythology, this doesn't exist. Such a great detail exactly when he will appear, how he appear, who is the son, every detail is given. So there cannot be any controversy or confusion whether he is the Supreme Lord or not. So every detail is given like that. So that's when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is called Prema Purushottam. He has come. Now to substantiate that we have to give evidence. You can't just simply say Anarpit Charim Chirat Karunaya Avatirna Kalu. Arpita means he offered. Anarpita means never offered. Charim for a long time. So for quite some time. Chirat for a long time. Having been formerly. Charim means formerly and Chirat is long time. Karunaya Avatirna Kalu. Especially this kind of mercy. Avatirna Kalu, this kind of mercy. What kind of mercy? Look at, go back to Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 3, Lord Kapila and Mother Devhuti. Lord appeared there as Lord Kapila. He is not Lord Krishna, but his incarnation as Vishnu Tattva category, Lord Kapila. So the most essential chapter is chapter 25. You will see the benedictions or blessings At the most, he's talking about liberation only. Satam Prasanga, this verse is the famous verse. 3:25-25. That is the famous chapter. Main instructions. Devoti to Kadam, Devoti to Lord Kapila. Satam Prasangat Mama Virya Samvedo Bhavante Hrit Karna Rasayan As Adjoshana Apavargavatmani. Specifically talking about Lord is coming and Mother Devoti is asking how to cut this birth, death, old age disease. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, that's what you see. Cut the birth, death, old age disease. That means Pavarga. Going over means Apavarga. Entering in liberation. That is what is talked about. It doesn't talk about love of God as per Krishna Prem. It doesn't talk about loving conjugal love as in this verse we see. You see the last line, mellow of conjugal love. That's not what is being offered. Canto 3. Look at Canto 4, Dhruva. What was he asking? What did Lord give? There also same thing you will find. Dhruva, but because that's why there is a little different light variation. Both are boys, small boys, 5 years old, Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj, but with great determination. Both had great determination. Slight variations are there though. But Prahlad is more magnanimous in that way. That's why. Because Dhruva Maharaj went and performed severe austerities at that because he has performed a great transcendental service. He took a Nardamuni's instruction. He went at 5 years old. Who will go at 5 years old, giving up everything, go to forest? It's impossible. But he did it. So Lord looked at that aspect. Oh, he did devotion service and he followed Guru, my representative, and exactly he did it. And so much severe, not ordinary. We can't even do that in Kali Yuga. That kind of austerity. He didn't eat. He didn't eat. He even stopped even breathing. Hardly eating leaves and milk, little bit. So finally, he stopped everything. So that kind of austerities. But his desire was little different. He was looking for something higher than demigod, higher than Brahma, Swambhu Manu, Uttanapad, Swambhu Manu, Brahma. Three personalities, even greater than these three. With this kind of thought, because revenge was there. His stepmother didn't. That was the thought. So that is why, even though he got blessings, he was not happy. He saw the Lord within 6 months in Madhuvan, Vrindavan. That's where he did. The place was perfect. Time was perfect. Narada Muni gave instructions. Everything was perfect. And he saw the Lord. Lord gave blessings that you will enter into Dhruva planet. You will 36,000 years you will rule the kingdom as a king. And he, he told who and all will be the Manus, whatnot. How long you are going to enjoy all these things, Lord told. And then you'll enter into Dhruva planet, which is like a part of the spiritual world. You'll never get annihilated. So we got it. But this is not the highest. This is still liberation only. It is not prema bhakti. It is not conjugal love either. So there also Dhruva. And then Dhruva was not happy. Maitreya Muni is asking. Vidra, Vidra was asking Maitreya, how come? He saw the Lord and he got the benediction. How come he is unhappy? I don't understand. Why? Uh, then Maitreya Muni, again, Prabhupada is writing. Because devotee means is supposed to be. Because what did I do? Why did I ask? I saw the Lord. Even I performed devotion service. I took initiation from Guru. Why did I have this revengeful attitude? Why did I ask these stupid things? Unwanted things. I'm supposed to ask for devotion service, life after life. Why did I ask for these material benediction greater than? So that is why he was unhappy. Prabhupada writing. This is not because the Prabhupada is quoting all. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam, va, jagadish, kama. No, not even liberation. No, nothing. Not wealth, not for a beautiful woman, no follower, nothing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu statement, Prabhupada 6 Ashtam, prayers is right. This is Canto 4. I'm going Canto 5 so because I have to prove. We have to prove. This is the basis how you understand what is the difference between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy versus any other incarnation. So, Canto 5, you go on further. Canto 4, in this way you can see. Later on also Prachetas, but there also you'll find the same thing. Pravarga only, Apavarga only you'll find. Canto 5, Rishabhadev appearing. There also, there is a nice word used. Pradarshata Karunaya. Mm, Abundant causeless mercy. But there also word is used only Apavarga only. Liberation only. It doesn't talk about this conjugal love. It doesn't talk about Krishna Prema either. So Prema Bhakti, it doesn't talk about that. Even Canto 5 also. So it goes on. So you will not find this. This is what there the Offering the benediction given is something else. That is definitely beyond this material world, and you enter into spiritual world. But this is not the one. So because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing here. So this is what first we have to understand. When we say the first line, Anarpita Charim Chirat, so why does it say after so long it has never been offered before? That means the prema bhakti, Krishna prema, is not been offered before. So liberation can be offered. So Lord Vishnu offered liberation. You can enter into Vaikuntha, being there, but this is something else. Krishna prema, and then in Shanta, as per Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, as per Madhurya, it's even more. This is that. So that's why this was not offered before. This is the first point we have to understand. Now we have touched up we have given the comparison of Prema Purushottam Chaitanya. That is why Dham also. This is personality we explained. Then we have to explain the holy places also, holy abodes. There is Audarya Dham, Madhurya Dham, and Aishwarya Dham. Aishwarya Dham is Jagannath Puri, Dwaraka, Mathura. These are Aishwarya Dhams. Ayodhya also, because it is a reverential attitude is there. Then when you look at Madhurya Dham, means Vrindavan, and Jagannath Puri is called Audharya Dham. So Adbhuta Karunya, Adbhuta Vadhanya, Adbhuta Audhatya. Three things are mentioned. Is the most merciful, Adbhuta Karunya. You don't ask, he will give. There's a verse where in chapter, I think Adilila or Madhilila. It is mentioned that so we'll read those verses. Just by simply seeing the beautiful body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, him looking at his body and dancing, then one can develop love for Krishna. This has happened. The example also, this verse is there in one place, and I read the example also. I read before also, but now got confirmation exactly why it is. Muslim tailor he was in Srivastava because he was associated with devotee. He worked in Srivastava Thakur's house. He was making the dresses as a tailor. He was Muslim, meat eater, but he was serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By that, he got the mercy. That all he did is he simply saw the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Beautiful body, dancing, and he was favorable. He liked it, the dancing. He attracted. That's it. He became mad and he was dancing and he was rolling on the ground. All the ecstatic symptoms appeared. Uh, see that. So the verse is there as reference, and you can see the example also. Um, this is what we are talking about. Anarthi charim chirat karunaya avatirna kalau means. Mm. Then so that is what Adbhuta Karunya means. Mercy is given, without much doing it. Adbhuta Karunya, Adbhuta Audhar. Yeah. Adbhuta Vadhanya, most magnanimous, most merciful. So now looking at the now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains that the reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. He has appeared specifically to give because he was thinking after Krishna finished his pastime went back. Then he was thinking, I didn't give because then he was telling that two things why he has come specifically, why he want to come again as a devotee. In the mood. So this verse is talking about that. That is Paribhas Sudra. There it is mentioned. So what is that? Premarasa niryas karila. So and then raga marga karita. No prema bhakti. No premarasa kariya aswadana. And raga marga kari pracharana. These are the two reasons. Why? For this verse is talking about external reason, but that implies also two reasons. And then the fifth, sixth verse is talking about internal reasons. So that's why this chapter one, this each verse is related to some the chapters further down. First, second verses are first six verses establish absolute truth in great detail one by one, and then third verse is third and fourth goes back to the refers to the whole third chapter and all the fourth chapter some portion. And fifth, sixth chapter goes back to the explanation. Will goes to all the way to the fifth, no, the fourth chapter. Mm. Then later on, the seventh verse to 11th is Nityananda. That pastime is explained in the next chapters. And then Advaita Acharya is 12, 13. That is explained in the next chapter. the branches of branches, and the 14th is Panchatattva, that is also explained in the fifth chapter. So, in this way, these first 14 verses are elaborately explained with evidences, references further down in the Adilila. So that's why these verses, first 14 verses, has to be understood in great detail. It's not just simply a theory. You read the verse, you finished. I'll read another few verses. No, these verses are not like that. It's so deep. One has to contemplate. One has to pray. One has to really understand these verses. So there it is mentioned the two reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why it is mentioned here, Anarpicharim Chara. So it's specifically mentioned about the Prema Bhakti Aswadana, to relive the sweetness. Later on, he mentions that actually this Vaidi Bhakti, this Aishwarya Bhav, doesn't have Braja Bhakti na paya. Through this Vaidi Sadhana Bhakti, rules and regulations, they are developing, they attracted to my opulence. This doesn't attract me. So this doesn't give me, actually, this is not my purpose of me coming. So I should give. I should actually. I didn't give this. Let me come as teacher. That's why this specific verse is quoted by Krishna Das Goswami in chapter 4. And this particular verse, Anarpacharam Chirat Karnaya Avataranagal, this verse is there from Rupa Goswami, because Nityan Prabhu is the direct spiritual master, and then he considered Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami as the spiritual masters of Krishna Das Goswami. So this verse is picked up from Rupa Goswami's book called Vedagda Madhava. There is the Lalita Madhava and Vedagda Madhava. Lalita Madhava is the opulent pastimes, Aishwarya pastimes, and that is Lalita Madhava, the Dwarka pastimes. Then Vrindavan pastimes is called Vidagda Madhava. That's why we call it Vidagda. Vidagda means intense absorption and ecstasy, Madhurya, loving. So that is second. So two different. Initially, you want to combine both and write, but then in Satyabhama Pur, when he's coming from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri, he stayed there at that place. Then Satyabhama appeared in the dream and told, and when he came to Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exactly told the same thing. Also, why are you trying to write two things together? Doesn't make sense, because one is Aishwarya, one is Madhuri. It's the Rasa Bhas. So you should separate. So in that way, he got confirmation, and then he wrote. So in that Vedagda Madhava, second verse is exactly this verse. There also, without going through understanding the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, so one cannot explain, one cannot understand Radha and Krishna's pastimes. There, the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is quoting the third chapter or fourth chapter, third chapter or fourth chapter of Adilila. This verse is quoted and explained, or in later on in Antyalila. I think Antyalila. Antyalila chapter 132 verse. I think second chapter, 12 chapter 132 verse. This verse, exact verse is quoted. Yeah, Antyalila fourth chapter 132. No, first chapter 132 verse. This verse is quoted. Prabhupada is writing in the purport. This verse is quoted multiple times throughout Chaitanya Charita, but this is specifically the third time or fourth time Prabhupada is writing in the purport. This is from Vedagda Madhava, and there Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is mentioning about how one, without understanding Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his mercy, his instructions, one cannot actually cannot, because by his mercy the desires like elephant kind of desire. Elephant means heavy. Those kind of desires are there inside the heart. All these desires cannot run away like a tiger. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like a lion, Simhas Purita. So that lion, like a the inspiration will come and it will run away. All these unwanted desires will run away from our heart. And then actually we can understand, we can attain, we can come to the Radha and Krishna's love. Otherwise, it's not possible. So that is what that is explained that from this particular verse. So that is what Anarpicharam Chirat means, to give the Krishna prema rasa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself want to taste and give that. But, prema rasa, niryasa, karila aswadana, and raga marga bhakti prachara, to distribute this. Not only taste it, also distribute it. And this is the main reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically has come. We'll discuss further on that point because there are many verses, everything. Then we'll give the examples also that we understand. But this has to be always understood through the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees. This morning class I already explained. Raghunath Das Goswami, the example. The Muslim, just now I explained, Muslim tailor in Srivas Thakur's song. Because he served Srivas Thakur, he got the mercy. He saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he got the mercy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu associate. We should be very much favorable to associate Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and following in their footsteps. And then next is the chanting of the holy name. That also. Next we will look at Vasudeva Vipra. Why it is Anarpincharat. Now we are giving the positive side of it. Why it is mentioned Anarpincharat, and then examples. Muslim tailor we explained. Then we look at the Vasudeva Vipra in or before that in Madhya Leela, Sarvam Bhattacharya's example. Sarvam Bhattacharya is a great logician, great Mayavadi. Or Prakasana Saraswati example, both places you will see. Buddhist example, that is third place you will see. Fourth place is Vasudeva Vipra, is leprosy. You will not find anywhere. That's why he's quoting the verse of Sudama Vipra. Kaham Daridra Kaham Papiyan. Govinda Parirambita, Bahubhyam Parirambita. Who is there in this world? Who can, I am such leprosy, I have leprosy. Nobody even comes near me. And then you are such a personality that you have come and even hugged me, gave me the, hug. There is no one in this world who can give this. I'm such a lowest and I'm so sinful. But you are coming and giving the mercy. That is an arpit Chiranjirat. What kind of mercy? Not only the just liberation, but actually it is Krishna Prema, giving Krishna Prema and especially in intense Dasya Sakya Vatsalya Madhurya. That rasa, highest rasa, is giving to even this Muslim tailor. Then this was the leprosy, one who has leprosy. That is called uh, Vasudevamrita Pran. So Vasudevamrita Pradha. That's when it's called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now titled as Vasudevamrita because for Vasudev who has leprosy has been given the nectar of attaining the Krishna Prema. Prada, one who has given. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he told, now I will become famous. I will become proud. Then what will I do? Nirantara kare Krishna Nama Sankirtan. By chanting the holy name, you will not want. And Krishna Nama Pracharan. You chant unceasingly, unlimitedly, and distribute also. By this, then Prabhupada is writing there. This is our purpose. This is meant because by this, then you will be, Krishna will accept you as devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells, you will not be proud, first of all, when you chant continuously. And when you distribute, then Krishna will accept you as devotee. That means he will take you back also. He will accept you as devotee. That means he will make you as one of his own. That's what. What is it? Manushya Kachin me Prikrita. In the Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapter, 56th verse. Krishna is telling, one who describes my glories to others is the dearmost to me. So there also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu giving the instruction. You should chant the holy name and give it whatever you know. We don't need to become scholars. There we got understanding, then we can start giving it. What prasadam, books, whatever, we know of, we share. We are feeling the pleasure, we share. Okay. I'm getting happiness, why don't you get happiness? We are distributing that happiness. So that's all. That for that we don't need to become scholars or we don't need to wait. I'm not initiated or I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm sinful. So this is not the criteria. So on the order of Guru, unless Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowers, so we receive, we pray and then we distribute. So that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did to Vasudeva Vipra. So by that naturally he became delivered. Muslim, and then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, greatest scholar, but he was a Mayavadi. He was a impersonalist. There also, because he was associated with Gopinath Acharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says that you are the greatest. Everybody else may be delivered, but to deliver me, I have so much filled with so much things, logic and argument. My heart is filled with so many anarthas, unwanted things. So by your power, you have conquered me and you gave me this. You have delivered me. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gopinath Acharya because of your association. Jagannath gave the mercy. That's how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya delivered. That's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. So that is truth as well because he associated. He is from brother-in-law, Chaitanya Govinda, what is it, Gopinath Acharya. So that's why you will see again and again repeatedly association of devotee. It instructs also Sanatana Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs in 20 chapter 20 to 24, 5 chapters or 4 chapters, Sanatana Siksha in Madhya Leela. There clearly one verse is there. Association of devotees, the Supreme Personality of God Krishna worshipping, chanting the holy name. Three things are mentioned there also. So that is the association of devotee, especially one who is aligned, one who is advanced devotee, one who is associating and following and serving. So naturally, one Krishna will accept that devotee. This is the word parampara means always. Devotee after devotee, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, das anu das anu das. So Sarama Bhattacharya is also being delivered. He has been shown not first 400 form after explaining the whole philosophy for 7 days. Mahaprabhu heard, he didn't say anything. Then he spoke. Then he quoted Atmaram verse 9 ways. Sarama Bhattacharya explains. Then Chaitanya he asked, "Can you explain?" Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't even touch his nine types of explanation. He elaborately explains 18 different ways. 18 different ways without touching the 9 different ways what Sarma Bhattacharya. Then is completely spellbounded, understood what is actually this verse. Atma Ramascha Manayo Nibjanti Urukrame Vitam Bhota Gano Hari. So among self-satisfied with the transcendental ecstasy. It's not by something oneness merging into Brahmana effulgence. That's what Sarva Bhattacharya was thinking. So in this way, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered, he composed 100 verses glorifying, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed in 400 form, then he showed Krishna's his own personal form, Syama Rupa. There it is not Syama Rupa. He showed blackish blue complexion Krishna's original form, two-handed with flute. Venu. That form, Sarvama Bhattacharya. In all other places, you will not find these descriptions. Third canto, fourth canto, you name it. In Srimad Bhagavatam, you will not find these. The way there it is given liberation, you will be delivered, you will enter into the Vaikuntha mostly, Aishwarya. This particular specific kind of mercy is given throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita. You will see that wherever you went, everywhere they have been given the highest. So that's why this verse, first line, and then giving that Unnatodjala rasam, not ordinary rasa, Unnatodjala rasam, especially the highest rasa, intensity of dasya, sakya, vatsalya, madhurya, especially madhurya, even further high. So this is Arama Bhattacharya. Then what to speak now? Look at the Buddhists. This is in Madhya Leela, chapter 6, South India Yatra. So I think this is somewhere in Tamil Nadu, Kerala. I think this is somewhere in Kerala. So, I think if I remember correctly. There this happened when he met the Buddhist leader. He tried to offer a Mahaprasad showingly. It has all kinds of meat and everything. And then he bought a metal plate and put it in. Then here he accept this. And then the big bird came and took that whole plate and threw it on the leader. Then his head got, so he became unconscious, fainted. Then everybody started crying. All his disciples they came running towards each other, Mahaprabhu, to deliver him. Please excuse us, forgive our offense, and excuse us, wake him up. Bring him to the consciousness. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu simply chanted, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu simply chanted, and every one of them, he initiated them. Their Prabhupada's writing. And it is meant Krishna was writing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initiated all these Buddhist disciples, even though they were so inimical, envious to kill Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, offend him, but rather the Buddhists were delivered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they all became initiated by chanting the holy name. Then these later are still lying unconscious. Then they were asking. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "You simply chant." Then they all chanted. So then in turn, rather they initiated the. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. Then they initiated Prabhupada's writing. They initiated the leader also. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initiated disciples. Disciples initiated the Buddhist leader. And then they all became also ecstatic. So they received Krishna Prema. So that way, So even a ordinary person, even those who are atheists, will come Sarvabhata Mayavad, they are Buddhists. Atheist is another example that I'm the only going by Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'm not even touching other 8 books. I'm not going even there. Because Chaitanya Bhagavat gives many other examples also, even atheists and different categories also there. I'm just using only Chaitanya Charitamrita. So examples. Sarvama Bhattacharya we discussed then in 26 chapter, last chapter of Madhya Lila and 17 chapter, last chapter of Adi Lila. Varanasi devotees. So again, Mayavad is Prakash Ananda Saraswati. So there Sarvama Bhattacharya you can say impersonalist and Mayavad combined. So here completely, this is completely Mayavad, Prakash Ananda Saraswati. So he also discussed, but there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives clear study Srimad Bhagavatam elaborately. So much discussion is there, but there at the end he tells study Srimad Bhagavatam and chant the holy name of the Lord. By these two things you will be delivered. You will attain the highest ecstasy. So that's why one should study. So if you want to attain this anarpi charim chara, we should study Srimad Bhagavatam scrutinizingly as the last verse Srimad Bhagavatam says. Vicharan paro, the what is that? Srimad Bhagavatam Praman, Vaishnavanam Priyam. So at Paramahamsam, so that verse, the last line says, Tats Nanduvan Supatan Vicharana Paro, Sa Umuchet Nara. If you want to be liberated, then one should scrutinizingly study Srimad Bhagavatam regularly. And this was given instruction to this Prakash Anand Saraswati and others. Other than chanting the holy name, one should study Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll quote one by one verses, many other things. I'm giving now examples. So in this way we can understand Anarpita Charim Charat, how this ecstatic prema before in Srimad Bhagavatam you will not find. And here you are finding anywhere Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went, wherever he met, whether it's Kurma Brahman or Buddhists or the Mayavadis, wherever he went, everywhere he delivered all of them with Krishna Prema, highest, not ordinary liberation, not Sayuja, not Salokya, not Saristri, not Samipya, not Vaikunta, but rather Golok Vrindavan, Krishna Prema, and the highest rasas. This is given. So this is what Anarpita Charimchara means. Karunaya Avaterna Kalo. Samarpayatam Vanna. This is the one of the Vajra. Swa Bhakti, his own Bhakti. Because Krishna himself there is is not releasing the Aishwarya Bhav. There is no Aishwarya Bhav in Golok Vrindavan. Only Madhurya Bhav. So that's why he himself. The Lord Vishnu cannot give this. We're going to explain that. I haven't come to that part, second part. Hari Purata Sundara Dviti Kadamba Sandeep Sada Hృదయ Kandare Spurta Va Sachinandana is giving that blessings. May Lord, Supreme Lord, who is known as Son of Sachi Mata, Srimad Sachi Devi, transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, because he is taking the yellow color of Srimati Radharani molten. He has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow the what no incarnation has ever offered before. The most sublime, radiant melody devotion. That's what. One is giving the offering the blessings. Because by Lord sitting in the heart means is awakening our sleeping, awakening us from ignorance and bringing us to the highest level of ecstatic prema. That is what is been described here. Now, so we'll look at that verse. 1 minute. Now, we'll go to that. So, Adil with references will tell. Like I don't remember every verse, so I have to go, refer. So, Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, fourth chapter. First thing we have to know is 15 to 16. There it is mentioned. Premarasa Niryas Karite Aswadana Ragamarga Bhakti Loke Karita Pracharan. By two reasons. This Anarpicharim Chara. Rasika Sekara Krishna Parama Karuna Yei Dui Hetu Haite Ichara Udgama. So Lord's desire to appear was born from two reasons. Lord wanted to taste sweet essence of the mellows of love of God, and he wanted to propagate devotion service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction, Raga Marga, not Vidya Marga, Raga Marga. Vidya Marga, one cannot attain Krishna Prema, it's not possible. One has to come to Raga Marga. So that specifically as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming to give the highest in Raga Marga, distribution of Raga Marga. Further, he is telling. So that why Lord is appearing here. Also, in the he is also thinking when he went, Krishna went back, he is thinking that Chirakala nahi kare prema bhakti dhan, bhakti vina jagater nahi avasthan. He was thinking that I have not given the Krishna prema for so long. That's why this has been anarpi charincharat exactly is been talked about here. Chirakala nahi, same thing. Anarpita or chirakala nahi, same meaning. Prema bhakti dhan, bhakti vina jagater nahi avasthan. That means for a long time I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitants of this world. Without such loving sentiment, the existence of the material world is useless. That's what Lord Krishna thought about it when he went back. Then then he thought, now I should give. Sakala jagata more kori vidhi bhakti, but vidhi bhakti vraja bhava paite nahi sakti. So I gave Vaidhi Bhakti liberation, but by this they can't attain Vraja Bhakti. The Vraja Bhakti cannot be given to those who are performing Vaidhi Bhakti. It cannot be given. So that's why everywhere in this world people worship me according to scriptural injunctions, but simply by following such regulated principles one cannot attain me, the loving sentiments of the devotees of Rajabhumi. See that what is this anarpi charancharat? We have to clearly distinguish this. Further, Krishna is telling, Krishna is thinking, Aishwarya Gnanati Sabha Jagat Mishrita, Aishwarya Stitila Prema Nahi Moraprit. Means, knowing my opulences, whole world looks upon with me great awe and veneration. That's why there we explained in other class. Remember, we were told there the Bhagavata, the opulence of the Lord is independent. He is not controlled by anyone. He is independent there, Swatantra. But when it comes to Vrindavan, Shyamasundar, Rajendran, and Krishna, there is not independent. He is controlled by loving feelings and sentiments of his devotees. There is not, he is Aswatantra. Huh? Aswatantra, he is a Swadhubir Grasta Hodayo Bhaktair Bhakta Janapriya. I'm not independent. I'm running behind my pure devotees. So there, that is the difference. That's why with on reverence we cannot get Krishna. You can't enter into Golok Vrindavan. It's not possible. So that's what Krishna, when he went back, then he felt, no, I should give. Then he appeared as Chaitanya. That's why it is Anarpin Charitravat. Um, further, he was mentioning that by performing such regulated devotional service in on liberation, one may go to Vaikuntha and attain the four kinds of liberation: Sarishti, Samikya, Salukya, Sarupya. But that's not what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving. Krishna Prema, beyond this, so intensity of the love. Then he is saying, Yuga Dharma Pravartimo Nama Sankirtan. This also, you look at this word. Chari Bhava Bhakti Diya Nachamu Bhuvan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming for this for Nachamu Bhuvan. The whole world coming to make them dance in actually Nama Sankirtan. This is Siva Sangam. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu done all over the world. All over India, he went and traveled and danced. And he showed this chanting of the holy name and distributed the love by simply chanting and dancing. Everybody got the love, Krishna Prema. That is a beautiful verse. Yuga Dharma Pravartaimu Nama Sankirtan. I shall personally inaugurate the religion of his Nama Sankirtan, congregation of chanting of the holy name, and I shall make the world dance in ecstasy, realizing the four mellows of loving devotion. What is four mellows? Not Shanta. Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. But this is no, it is not like in Dwarka, Mathura, not like in Ayodhya, not like in Vaikuntha. No, no. In Vaikuntha, of course, there is no Vatsalya, Madhurya, Dasya is not there. Only Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya is not there. Dasya is there, but not beyond that. In Ayodhya, you have this, but it's in a Gaurava, opulence. Dwarka also same thing, opulence, Madhurya. But when you come to Golok Vrindavan, this is completely different. Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya as well, this Dasya also. Intimate Dasya. One can jump on each other. There's no difference. Between devotee and the Lord, there is no difference there. Both are immersed in love. So they are playing, they are doing so many wonderful pastimes. So this is what Lord is thinking. That's what Lord is saying here. They coming to dance, make them dance and everybody with this ecstatic love. So it is mad. So he himself is mad and is giving that madness to everybody else. Further, it is been told. Yuga dharma pravartimo haya amcha haite ama vina Anya Nare Vraja Prema Dite. That's why this is also. That's why we are not talking about Maryada Purushottam, we are not talking about Lila. Here we are talking about Prema Purushottam, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is the difference? Here it's clearly told. You see, Ame Yuga Dharma Pravartayam. This kind of Yuga Dharma, Prem Dharma, who will give? Clearly it is mentioning. Ami Vina Anya Nare Vraja Prema Dite. No other incarnation can give Krishna Prema, can give this ecstatic love. So that's what it means. My plenary portions can establish the principles of religion for each age. Principles of religion. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, okay. Liberation, fine. But Krishna Prema, no. That is not possible. No one but me. Krishna only has to give. That's why Advaita Acharya thought he's Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. He thought, how can I give Krishna Prema? I myself cannot do this. So I had to bring Krishna himself. Then he brought down Krishna. So Lord Krishna came down as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See that? Who had called? Lord Narayan himself called. So this where can you find this pastor? Nowhere. So that is this is a speciality. Beautiful verse, isn't it? Yuga dharma pravarta haya amsa aite ama vino anya nare vraja prema dite. Nowhere else. No one can give. However, one can bestow the kind of loving service performed with the residents of Vraja. No one but me. Only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can give this Vraja prema. So that is the specialty. Further he is telling that. Further retelling, there may be many all auspicious incarnations of the personality of Godhead, but who other than Lord Sri Krishna can bestow the love of God upon the surrendered souls? He's telling further. Hmm. So many beautiful verses. Speaking. Ahate apana bhakta gana kari sange prithvit avatari karimu nana range. Therefore, in the company of my devotees, I shall appear on the earth and perform various colorful pastimes. Colorful pastimes. That's it, because throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita is performing one, not one or two, so many wonderful pastimes. Madhya Leela especially. Adi Leela you may not find scholastic pastimes only with students as Nimai Pandit. But Madhya Leela, when it starts, then is traveling pastimes, Ratha Yatra pastimes. So they're all beautiful. Vrindavan pastimes. And in Antya Leela also it goes even much worry, even though it's deep and within only few devotees, but its intensity is so high. So there in Jagannath Puri pastimes also very high intensity. So completely in ecstatic love. So anyway, so therefore in the company of so that colorful pastimes. Tahate apana bhakta kana gare bhakta gana kari range prudvit avatari karimu nana range. Then further he's telling that Yete bhavi kali kale pratama sandhyaya, when you will appear. Avatirna hoila Krishna pani nadiya. Exactly, it has been told. Nadiya, I will appear in Nadiya, as son of Sachimadan Jagannath Mishra, and Pradama Sandhya in Kali Yuga, in 27th Divya Yuga of Lord Brahma, and 7th Manvantara, after Krishna appears, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exactly appears in Pradama Sandhya. So after 4,800 years or so. Exact, so much detail is given. So what else we need to know? So if that much detail is given. And this is the example I was earlier mentioning. That this is the exact role. Adilila chapter 3 verse 64. Sri Anga Sri Mukha Ei Kare Darshana Tara Papa Kshaya Haya Paya Premadana. Where can you find this verse? You cannot find. Simply by seeing only. Seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking his darshan. Of course, you have to be powerful, you have to have faith. If you don't, then you can't get it. So there it is mentioned. Anyone who looks upon his beautiful body or beautiful face becomes freed from all sins and obtains wealth of love of Godhead. See that. That's why the Muslim tale I was telling. He also served Srivas Thakur, then he had so much faith. Then when he was attracted to the dancing and beautiful form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's it. He got love of Godhead. And this verse is the example. The exact verse. Sri Anga, Sri Mukha, Ye Kare Darshana. That's why we should take darshan. That's why what did Sri Prabhupada do when he came to the Western world? He established most of the places, this only, Shri Shri Gaur even Europe also, in France, New Mayapur Dham. There also, Shri Gaur Krishna Balram, Gaur many places, Shri Prabhupada established Jagannath Baldev Sodra or Shri Gaur most merciful incarnations. And then you can see that how much transformation has happened. So this is possible by their mercy only. Because this is the Namo Mahavadanyaya, most magnificent, most magnificent. Mm, and so that's why this verse we are chanting today, Anarpa Charamchara. This verse is in Razakda Madhava, Prabhupada's writing in Antilila, chapter 1, 132, as I mentioned earlier. In his commentary as Vidagdha Madhav Sri Viswanath Chakra Thakur is telling remarks, Mahaprabhu Spuritam Vina Hari Leela Rasa Aswadana Anupapatte Riti Bhava. Without the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one cannot describe the pastimes of Supreme Person. It is not possible. Therefore, Rupa Goswami said, Yo Yusmakam Hridaya Rupa Guhayam Sachinandano Hari Pakshe Simha Spurato, which I mentioned, Simha Spurato. May Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exactly like a lion that kills all the elephants of desire, unwanted desires. Elephant is so strong. So that's what earlier Dhruv Maharaj's case I was mentioning. He was feeling he was unhappy. He was, why did I saw the Lord and everything, still I have a revenge attitude. Why did I ask this? I shouldn't have asked this. This is the wrong thing. I shouldn't have. I did so much devotion. I got initiated. I shouldn't have asked. He is not unhappy. Going back from after seeing the Lord is going back home. He went with unhappiness. Still, he was glorious because 5 years old only he could do devotion service. He could attain initiation and he received so much mercy from Narada Muni and he could see the Lord. That's why. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu read these pastimes also much. But Prahlad Maharaj even more glorious because he, from his beginning to end, he never asked. Rather, when Lord asked, he didn't know benediction. I don't want anything. I want to serve my spiritual master. Hmm. That's why even more glory. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard Prahlad's pastimes was even more. So for this, Prahlad Maharaj's pastimes, Canto 7 is even more glorious than Canto 4. So both are child only, 5 years old only. But he has preached vigorously. And he is the ideal. That's why Prahlad Maharaj is actually like the Prabhupada writes so many places. We are followers of Prahlad Maharaj, Narada Muni, because he is in extensively preaching. From childhood only he is preaching. And no one else can preach like this. But to be Father Hiranyaka, such a demon, he was preaching. School, in Divinaya school, he was preaching. Everywhere he did compromise, no compromise. With so much great love, great affection. He was not calling even his father also with love only till last breath. And he asked the Lord also forgive him. So merciful. That a mercy because you can see that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed, his mercy is Mahavadanya, most munificent incarnate. Prahlad Maharaj also is showing that how much he is so merciful. And Haridas Thakur is so merciful. By his mercy, so many. You will see Raghunath Das Goswami also got mercy from him. So even those who are prisoners also got the mercy from Haridas Thakur. Durga Devi herself, as Maya Devi, she got prostitute. Laksha Hira got the mercy. Mm, so many people. Even those who are envious also. Lord took it as offensive for those who try to offend Haridas Thakur. But Haridas Thakur actually forgave them. Forgive them. So what is that? Gopal Chapal. So that is the mercy of Haridas Thakur. They are so magnanimous. So anyway, further. Further we have to understand the past tense of this particular verse. We quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam, from the Canto 4, Canto 5, Canto 6. Now further, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, so as I was quoting about the Sarvam Bhattacharya, chapter 6. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first showed his four-handed form and then appeared before him in original form. देखाइला तांड्रे आगे चतुर्भुज रूप पाचे श्याम वंशी मुख स्वाकिया स्वरूप श्याम वंशी मुख वंशी मीन्स मुरली flute श्याम मीन्स Krishna's original color स्वाकिया स्वरूप swaki his own swarupa he showed to Sarvam Bhattacharya. He delivered him. तर्क शास्त्रे जड़ा आम्ही यायचे लाहू पिंड आमा द्रवायला तुम्ही प्रताप प्रचंड had become dull headed due to the reading too many books on logic. So that's why we should not read too many books. We should read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Nectar Devotion, Isopanishad, Chaitanya Charitamrita. After studying these other books, after hearing, then slowly we can study from Madhya read the purports. Then gradually, then we can go back Adlila, slowly study and try to understand. Slowly we have to, because if you in a hurry you study, it's not like Bhagavad Gita Srimadva you can understand. Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is, especially Adilila is tough to understand. So the connections, the essence, verse to verse, the whole chapter, what is teaching, it's difficult. It's not easy. So many times one has to read. Consequently, I have become like an iron bar. Nonetheless, you have melted me, and therefore your influence is very great. Uh, Now, Vasudeva Vipras in Madhyalila chapter 7. Kwaham daridra papiyan kwa Krishna Sri Niketana Brahma Bandhu Riti Smaham Bahubhyam Parirambita. Who am I? I am sinful, poor friend of a Brahmana. And who is Krishna? Supreme Personality of Godhead, full in six opulence. Nonetheless, he has embraced me with his two arms. So this is spoken by Vasudeva Vipra. So this is the Sudama Vipra. He has spoken and he is quoting this verse. प्रभु कहे कबू तुम्हारा ना हवे अभिमान निरंतर का तुम्ही कृष्ण कृष्ण नाम. To protect the Brahmana, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised him to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra incessantly. By doing so, he would never become unnecessarily proud. And then he told, Krishna Upadesi Kare Jivira Nistar. Achirate Krishna Tuma Kari Angikar. We should follow this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also advised Vasudeva to preach about Krishna and thus liberate living, and as a result, Krishna would very soon accept him as his devotee. So next is these disciples of Buddhists. Guru Karna Kahe Save, ninth chapter, Madhya Lila, verse number 61. गुरु कर्ण कहे सबे कृष्ण नाम रामा हरि चेतना पाना आचार्य बले हरि हरि. When all the disciples chanted the holy names Krishna, Rama, Hari, Buddhist teacher regained consciousness and immediately began to chant the holy name of Lord Hari. Bhakti Siddhanta Swami comments that all the Buddhist disciples were actually initiated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu into the chanting of holy name of Krishna. When they chanted, they actually became different persons. At that time, they were not Buddhists or atheists, but Vaishnavas. Consequently, they immediately accept Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order. Their original consciousness was revived, and they immediately able to chant Hare Krishna and began worshipping Supreme Lord. It is the spiritual master who delivers the disciple from the clutches of Maya by initiating him into the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In this way, a sleeping human being can revive his consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In other words, spiritual master awakens the sleeping living entity to his original consciousness so that he can worship. This is the purpose of Diksha or initiation. Initiation means reviving pure knowledge of spiritual consciousness. So, in this spiritual master, the Buddhist did not initiate his disciples. Rather, his disciples were initiated by Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they in turn were able to initiate their so-called spiritual master. This is the parampara system. The so-called spiritual master of Buddhism was actually in the position of a disciple. After his disciples were initiated with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they acted as his spiritual masters. So that's why one has to be empowered. Hmm. This way, the Buddhists were delivered. Now the instruction to the Prakasana Saraswati, Mayavadis, Sannyasis, in Madhyalila, last chapter, 25th chapter. Ataiva Bhagavata Karah Vichar Iha Hoite Pave Sutra Srutira Ardhasar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised Prakasana Saraswati, study Srimad Bhagavatam very scrutinizingly. Then you will understand the actual meaning of Brahma Sutra because they were attached to that. निरंतर करे कृष्ण नाम संकीर्तन हिलाय मुक्ति पवे पवे प्रेम धन. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, always discuss Srimad Bhagavatam and constantly chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. In this way, you will be able to attain liberation very easily. You will be elevated to the enjoyment and love of Godhead. Here, liberation is not the liberation as we talk from Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning cantos. No, this is prema, love of God, Krishna prema. That kind of, this is a, you can say that vimukti, not ordinary liberation, vimukti, special liberation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving that. Now, in 17th chapter, the Muslim tailor, what has happened? He became madman. देखिनो बलि हईला पागल प्रेम नृत्य करे हईला वैष्णव आगल. Chapter 17, Adilila 232. Saying, I have seen, and dancing in ecstatic love as though mad, he became a first class Vaishnava. There was a Muslim tailor near the house of Srivas Thakur who used to sew the garments of the family. One day he was very pleased with the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, he was enchanted. The Lord, understanding his attitude, showed his original form as Krishna. The tailor then began to dance, saying, I have seen, I have seen. He became absorbed in ecstatic love. So that way, Prema Bhakti. Uh, you can't find these examples in anywhere else. That is why this is Anarpita Charim Charat. So we have to prove everything by the Shastric references and the examples. How Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has delivered so many people from all kinds of walks of life, not having a proper qualification either, but is able to deliver them, give them the highest of ecstatic love for Krishna. In this way, we can understand 8 to 3, but so much more to speak the glories. I just picked up a few from Chaitanya Charitamrita and discussed. So, not even Chaitanya Bhagavad, there are much more glories to understand this verse. So, how much we can speak, it is endless glories. Yeah. Thank you very much. Anyone has questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll stop here. Or another class. Next class is starting now. Anyone has questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam or to Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, Matul.
Prabhuji, in Bhagavatam, the Kapila Muni, he came for the Sankhya philosophy, no, Prabhuji?
Correct. So
Yeah.
correct. In Sankhya philosophy, there are 8 or 10 chapters. It starts with explaining all these various elements, how this creation has happened, everything, because devotee is asking. If you want
Yeah.
to know, why am I here? Why am I born? What is the reason? But then finally, she is also asked about the, how to get out of this world. Then the
Yeah.
25th chapter, the essential chapter out of those 8, 10 chapters, that is the main key chapter. In that, the verses 25 to 30 or 22 to 30 are the most essential verses. He's telling the association of the devotees, Prasangam Ajaram Pasam verse, and then Sadam Prasangat verse, and then taking up devotion service. Then one can actually cut these knots and liberate and attain, enter into Vaikuntha. That's what he's giving. Most of these cantos in Srimad Bhagavatam, pretty much this is what you will find. Liberation from this Pavarga to Apavarga and attaining into the Vaikuntha Dham. But it doesn't speak about Krishna Prema. It doesn't speak about the Vraja Bhakti. So that is the difference. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, basically, I wanted to ask that Sankhya philosophy is no matter it's helping us to go back to Godhead, Prabhuji. It will
Correct.
still have the entanglement with the Vaikuntha Loka.
Right.
Isn't that right? Yes, Prabhuji.
Right. Sankhya Yoga from the Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, from verse number 13 to all the way, Asochan, Asocitam verse to 30th verse, and Srimad Bhagavatam canto 3, I think chapter 21, 22, something, somewhere
Mm.
like that, to all the way to 30 or so, 32 or 30, 34, 32, last chapters, last 8 or 10 chapters. Also talking, but there it's only brief. Bhagavad Gita only giving the body and soul difference in brief. Here
Mm.
in great detail, though, why did I get this material body, gross and subtle body covering? Lord doesn't have that body. When he appears, also when he takes this form, his body is there is no difference between his body is not changing. That's why in that verse you will see Satam Prasang. Only in the association of devotees one can understand actually the transcendental body of the Lord, transcendental form of the Lord. Understand his tattva, his philosophy, his appearance, his form is without that association, one cannot even understand actually. Oh, Lord's form is different than
Mm.
me. His
Mm.
form is not material. His form is spiritual. Oh, he has spiritual mind also. So one cannot understand that unless one is hearing in the association of devotees. That is why that is the most important verse. So that the Sankhya Yoga is leading also through understanding. There it is going from the this side. Devotion service, directly you are just executing devotion service, chanting, hearing, and the positive side. But Sankhya
Mm.
Yoga is going from you are discriminating between matter and spirit. First, you understand, oh, these elements are there, and then from that, how this creation has happened gradually. Oh, who is the source? Where did these elements came from? Where I came from? Why did I get? So by understanding the source, then gradually, because source is from Supreme Lord, cause of all causes. That is Sankhya Yoga. So that's a discriminating between matter and spirit. It is a Jnana Yoga. But that is actually in essence of Sankhya Yoga is nothing but pure devotion service. In Chaitanya Charitamrita 3 phase, if you see, their Prabhupada is even writing further. Sankhya Yoga is talking about even Ashtanga Yoga. There also is talking. Prabhupada is writing.
Mm.
And then finally is writing about devotion service. So Kapila has come, is speaking Sankhya Yoga, is leading to devotion service. But the beginning point is about the source of creation, source of this material element, source of the our getting this human birth or the body, this gross body, subtle body. So all that.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else has a question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, another question, bro. Go ahead.
Prabhuji,
Yes,
it is written in Srila Prabhupada's purports that Prahlad Maharaj and Vasudev Datta, in during their, during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, and at the same time during Prahlad Maharaj, both had this immense desire to not seek any boon but deliver the entire universe.
right.
Was that just a desire or did it actually happen? That's one. That's first question number one. And then the second question is how to understand that Mahaprabhu, when Mahaprabhu said every village, in this part of the Kali Yuga,
Right.
My names will be sung and
Right.
people will be delivered. How to understand?
So the first question, the Prahlad Maharaj and Vasudev Vipra. So the Prahlad Maharaj definitely he had first is mainly is because of the previous life he has performed Agnata Sukruti on the Narsingh Chaturdatta and all there. That is explained in Harivamsa and Vishnu Puran. But when in the womb, because of that, his mercy, some mercy was there already. Some krupa was there with him when he was born, the son of Kayadu. But because of Narada Muni bestowing and his speaking, so he already has credits. He is favorable. So by that, whatever Narada Muni is, he got the association when Narada Muni spoke. Finally, so intensely he has heard it, he is able to get all the full mercy, and that's a quite long time, almost I think 9 months or 1 year or more until Hiranyakashipu came back. That's a long period. So till that time, so he's born and then so that means his association with Narada Muni is much prolonged. Generally, that means very close association, and then he's speaking also. That means one who is hearing from Guru such a rapt attention and so closely, hearing that message is a very key to actually to develop your desire also, and to develop the desire to even serve Guru, even when the Lord appears also. That means because the strong connection, strong bonding between Guru and disciple help him in that manner in Prahlad Maharaj's case. So same way, even though we might be meeting only one time or few times, or we may not be having a full association like him, but if you develop that strong desire by hearing from Guru, by associating, by trying to serve directly or indirectly, through Guru and Prabhupada Parampara, then naturally one can come to that. That's the Prabhupada's writing. Prahlad Maharaj is sadhana, siddha, and also nitya siddha. Prabhupada is writing in few purports in seventh canto specifically. Sadhana siddha and nitya siddha, both. Because through sadhana siddha, he has become eternal associate. So
Right.
not in everybody's case, the Prabhupada is not writing. So, because he's not ordinary devotee. So his example is extraordinary. His devotion, his intensity, his purity, his qualities. So is completely unique, unique example. So that is that was a Vipra. I don't know about his previous past because I haven't heard. Like Prahlad Maharaj, at least many Puranas describes his previous past and is much more elaborate. But Vasudeva Vipra, we only know some glimpse of it. He's having leprosy and he's been given mercy. But I think I have to, as you mentioned, probably he's a devotee, he's a Prahlad Maharaj in the previous life, or so I have to see. I don't remember now. So I read them, but I don't remember. I have to refer back to understand Vasudeva Vipras. If he is a Prahlad Maharaj, then nothing much we have to say because we discussed. But if he is another devotee, or is there any other background for him to get that much mercy? And then he became intense devotee, of course. And also, but there is another one I can think of now, as I'm remembering now. He is connected with these devotees. Is it a Mukunda Datta? Two or three brothers are there. I think I'm trying to recollect.
Mukunda Datta.
So that's why. So there also you will see that association of devotee is the key. Mukunda Datta and Vasudeva Datta, and then who is another one? Third person is there, I think. Three brothers, I think. Yeah, I think son, Mukunda's son is, who is that? Raghunandan Thakur. So, anyway, but main association is Mukunda Datta and Vasudeva Datta. Correct. So that is also another key aspect of him receiving the mercy and coming to that ecstatic consciousness. After that, he went on distributing. He became so compassionate. So, yeah, that is the first question. Second question: how to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveling all over India? Because Chaitanya means your question is how can
Every
we accept
village,
that, or
every village
sorry?
we will chant names of
Correct.
Hari, and
So okay, that particular okay. So isn't that that was yeah, what is that? Bharata Bhumi te hoila.
correct. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Manusha Janma Jar, Janma Sartha Kari Paropkar. And every town and village, this name will be holy name, will be spread. To understand that, the Prabhupada quote this verse only. Kirata Hunanda Pulinda Pukasa, Avira Samba Yavana Kasada, Necha Papa Dupashrayas, Sujjant Prabhuishnam. Yeah, these almost 7 continents are covered already in that verse. It covers pretty much Iran, Iraq, China, Japan, Russia, Mongolia, you name it. All these many countries are covered. In those ones, that means that verse says all these places, as soon as they pick up, they chant. That means they will be chanting soon. That's why that verse was referred. As soon as they chant the holy name of Lord Vishnu, then Prabha Vishnave Namaha, they all will be delivered. They will become Vaishnavas, just like Buddhists became Vaishnavas. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled in specifically Bharata Bhumi, Bharat Desh, that part, not whole seven continent, just only within the right now what India is called. But there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled and distributed there, and the rest of the place he left it to the next Parampara Acharya, Rupa Goswami, all the way down to Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur and Prabhupada. So, because that's why he has left. Now, Prabhupada is carrying that because he's already knows, because Lord knows. He's going to send these associates. His associate will come because in Bhavishya Puran, my Guru Maharaj mentioned previously, Bhavishya Uttar Puran or another Puran, Brahmanda Puran. They mentioned about one devotee will come in Kali Yuga, Senapati Bhakta, and distribute this, so yeah, the in the Ganga pastime glorification also this is mentioned. So in many different quotations are there which corroborates to this personality, that is Prabhupada taking the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and delivering it. So in that way, one and we can see. So who has expected that now in Sridham Mayapur so many Russians will come and chant? This is already happening. And once the TO will be open, and already you can see that in many countries, already many are taking up who have no idea background of Bhagavad Dharma, no idea who is Krishna, no understanding of the soul, but they are all taken up. Many countries, right? Even after Prabhupada left. So if that is happening, then there should not be any astonishment that how each and every village. It will take time because the 10,000 years is golden period. We still have time. So only 500 years ago only. And by this time, within these 500 years itself, so much. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, only India. Now, within few years, you can see that now throughout the world, it has been much more expanded. Even after Prabhupada left also, it is much more expanded. Now, once the TOEP comes out, then it will be even more. So, it goes on. So that way there is no astonishment. So,
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Yeah, I think I just that there was that doubt because Prabhupada says in one of the verses in his purports for Bhagavad Gita, in Bhavanam Janvanam, that 99.9% people
right.
don't even get it. And out of the 0.1%, there is only a few people who understand this. And we are in such a golden period where so many people are getting attracted to this.
Right.
And if we go on the streets and when we distribute books, people who, auto drivers, people who are just walking with their child coming back from school, they stop and they want their, there is that
Yeah.
Yes, and it's very interesting. So I kind of that doubt came up, like how is it conflicting and it shouldn't be.
Right, Bahunam, that verse, yes, I understand. Prabhupada is also writing in the purports that even if 1% of the population become Krishna conscious, the rest of the 99% of the population, by this 1% of association, they also, without even knowing, they will become Krishna conscious.
Correct.
So that also Prabhupada is writing in few places. So in both ways, when we understand this, then it is guaranteed what is mentioned by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is mentioned in the Shastra, that will come true. So it's not a exaggeration, it will come true.
Correct. Correct.